Hey everyone, this week's video is all about how God chose my home. I wanted to share my experience and pretty much praise the Lord. For those that don't live here in North Carolina, most of the homes are in HOA communities. In the Triangle, only Durham has some neighborhoods without HOA. As of right now, there's no limit to how much they can charge you. Most HOA communities are charging minimum of $300 a month. My husband and I wanted to start our lives. During the time that we were looking, we weren't married yet. The plan was to find a home, get married, then move into our house. We tried to find an apartment, but everything was too expensive. Most of the apartment complexes here have different rates depending on the day. They use a system to determine what is the demand, and whatever price comes from that system, that's what they're going to charge you. The best time to come in is during the time most people are at work, so like Monday or Tuesday, 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I do not recommend going to look for an apartment in person on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. If you're apartment hunting, I recommend you calling before you drive all the way there. Some places don't change their rates daily, but ask for all the fees because there are a lot. Also, some of them will only let you see the unit once you sign the lease. I recommend you to stay away from places like that. There are tons of scams as well. We got scammed one time. We applied for a one bed, one bath apartment. The rent was $800 a month in Durham, and the owner was basically collecting application fees. After a lot of phone calls and praying, we came to the conclusion that maybe we're not meant to live in an apartment, so we decided to get a house. I worked with my best friend. She is a realtor and a home builder for almost 10 years now. Before I sent her any listing to see the house in person, my husband and I would drive there to see how the neighborhood looked, if we could do the drive, and if we even liked the house that we saw, like just judging from the outside. We ended up in Rocky Mount. All of the towns before Rocky Mount, they were too expensive and filled with HOA communities. I was definitely praying a lot to see where God wanted me to be. There was so much going on. There were moments where I felt like I couldn't hear God's voice. I was really nervous about choosing the wrong house. We only had enough money to move one time. If it ends up being like a haunted house or something, then we'll have to continue living there until we saved up enough money to get out of there. The season you start looking is very important. I recommend you start looking in September and closing by March. Most people are not going to move in the fall and winter, so there's going to be less competition. My husband and I, we were looking in October and we ended up closing in December. At that time, I wasn't in my Bible, but I was praying a lot. I tried to stay calm and remind myself that God is not going to let me stay in a haunted house or in a rundown house or anything like that. I knew deep down He was going to find a house for me. When I was looking, there wasn't anything in my price range. Going into this, I knew I wasn't going to live in Apex, Cary, Raleigh, Durham, or anything close by. I knew it was going to be at least an hour to an hour and a half away. It had to be in a non HOA community, preferably a fenced in backyard, close to $100,000 if it's possible. And guess what? It was possible. Based on what I was looking for, I knew this was not going to be a new build. Looking around in Rocky Mount, all of the homes, they're old, they're not built correctly. A lot of the homes just have issues with it. Most of the houses that are there, they don't even have gutters. Something that they don't tell you when you're looking for a home is that if somebody paid for an inspection on the house and they end up not going through with the purchase, you have access to that inspection report. Same thing with the survey. There was one house, I really wanted that to be the one, but I knew that it wasn't going to be. There were so many things wrong with it. And when I got the inspection report, it was horrible. It was literally a nightmare. The only person that could afford it, honestly, is an investor, just because there were so many things that needed to be replaced or just fixed. The whole time I went onto Zillow or Google and I literally searched homes for sale under $120,000. There weren't a lot of options, but best believe I did go through every single listing and all the pictures of the ones that I wanted to see in person. You think that there would be no competition because it's so far away and like it doesn't sound like a place that you would want to live, but trust me, there was. I was nervous because all of the other houses that I saw on the street that I live in now, they were going under contract literally the next day. I prayed for every single house that I actually saw in person, and I would go to sleep and I wake up panicking. So I knew that, okay, that house was not meant to be. There was only one house where I didn't wake up sweating or panicking, which is the house that I'm currently in. One day I was walking outside talking on the phone with another friend of mine, sharing what's going on and her thoughts. Right then and there is when I saw the sign that I asked God for. When I saw that, that was the moment I knew, okay, this house is going to be mine. Everything is going to be fine. And that's it. Like, this is the house for me. It was the only house that gave me so much peace. And guess what? It was basically everything that I was asking for. It was a little bit over $100,000, but it's not like 120 or 125. So, yeah, it was affordable. It was doable for me. Every time I get discouraged, I think about the time that God got me this house, and it just boosts my confidence and trust in God so much more. As for my friend, every time I showed her a house that I was looking at, she knew that those other houses weren't for me either until the one that I'm living in now. She also told me, like before I saw my sign, that yes, this house is for me. The whole experience was really quick. Yeah, we started looking in October. We closed in December, like the beginning of December, and that's that. Yeah, we've been there ever since. Now that I've been living in this house for a few months, honestly, I love my house. It is so cute, and I'm never selling it. I'm probably gonna die in there or something, or I don't know, rent it out if I end up like finding something better. Let this be your sign that you too should let God find the house for you.